welcome to Arts News. I'm Jimmy Ray here with you every Friday morning to talk about people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. High Tide Theater is bringing you Little Shop of Horrors. We will hear from the actors in that production. And the Messiah Project has an upcoming concert coming up reflecting on their decades as a community choir. Bluegrass music in the Ozarks, blues music in the Ozarks, and so much more. Coming up on Arts News. Let's go, go, go. Support for Arts News today is provided by Dressler Peters Business Law Firm, committed to promoting music and the arts in the Ozarks by supporting local public radio, including KSMU's weekly arts newsletter, The Green Room. Information at DresslerPeters.com. And support is also provided by Pickwick Underground Framing, offering custom picture framing and installation. Open weekdays 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays by appointment at 611 South Pickwick Avenue. Information at PickwickUndergroundFraming.com. I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News here on KSMU. And theater is alive and well. And the cult classic Little Shop of Horrors at High Tide Theatrical over at the Lightroom Lounge at Martha's Vineyard. That's downtown, 215 West Olive Street. Here to talk more about it, some actors from the production, Landon Stalker and Elian Mackey. Welcome, friends.
Thank you.
So, something a little different here. We've got a long-running show here, several weeks, and there's a rotating cast. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got 2 full casts. We each get 7 performances. It's really been an interesting creative process for sure.
Yeah, is that like a night-by-night rotation, or is that like a weekend-by-weekend rotation?
Yeah, we're going night by night.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Every other night we're on.
The other cast is functioning as the puppeteers for our Audrey 2.
Gotcha.
Our plant, which you should all come and see.
And the original movie, The Little Shop of Horrors, as a black and white, low-budget comedy horror film in 1960, was directed by Roger Corman. Then the famous stage play, written by Ashman and Menken, was adapted from the original film and didn't debut till 1982. And then, of course, the well-known movie in 1986 with... who's that actor?
Rick Moranis.
Moranis, yeah,
and Ellen Greene.
Yeah, but a theater classic. And so, whenever you guys tackled something like this, the Lightroom Lounge does a lot of different type of stuff. High Tide Theatrical does wide range of shows. I've covered many shows, some of them more well-known than others, and that's what I love about you guys over there. But when it comes to something like this that's so famous, almost a cult following, is there any added pressure there, Elian, to kind of deliver, or is it just another show?
I would say that there is some of that slight pressure for sure, just knowing that we're up against like so many greats, but we feel so connected to each other as a cast. I feel like we don't feel that pressure at all. Like it genuinely feels like just another fun undertaking that we're doing.
Yeah.
And we just want to have this great thing that we're able to show the public. And each night we're able to just lock in and just do it.
Yeah.
And so I would say that it's been very, very fun.
Yeah.
A very great experience.
Good. And is there an evolution in the performances as you go, or do you guys pretty much have it dialed in? Are you learning new things as you go, or is it kind of thing where you're so prepared you just hit the button and roll?
I think that you're always going to be completely altered whenever you finally get an audience in a room. Like even just having your peers, the other cast members looking at you and giving you energy has changed the performance and like how it's shaped.
Yeah.
I think that the bones are always going to be there because it's, we try to work professionally, we keep our blocking, we keep, the tech cues the same, but there's this indescribable energy that is brought on by an audience that makes the laughs different, makes the timing different because you have to hold, and it's just a really transformative part of the theater that I enjoy.
Yeah, very cool. Talking with Elian Mackey and Landon Stalker, actors rotating in the role of Seymour at Little Shop of Horrors from the High Tide Theatrical. It's running through June 27th at the Light Room Lounge downtown at Martha's Vineyard. That's at 215 West Olive Street. And so how big is this rotating cast? In one night, how many cats will be on stage?
Anywhere from a dozen, give or take,
Okay.
including puppeteers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a team effort. We've got, of course, our what we call the street urchins, our little singing trio that is always adding energy. We've got our supporting characters and other co-stars that are just fabulous.
Yeah. And so puppeteering here, is this something, Elian, that you guys designed or brought in puppets? Do you guys do all your own design, set design, costume design? How's it work over at the High Tide?
Dylan Bradley, our stage manager, they created these amazing puppets for our Audrey 2. And so each of them have different variety and stages depending on where we're at in the musical. I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, right.
But they are inherently, basically the basis around the Audrey 2 is that it's puppeteers. And so we are so strongly ingrained within the Audrey 2 puppet itself, where I feel like our creative decisions, of course, like Elena said, there is that blocking where we're keeping things the same, but each night we're able to kind of bring a new energy and life into Audrey 2 as our puppeteers. And so definitely there's been a lot of creative freedom that we've had, not as just the cast, but also Dylan in creating those puppets. And so it's just been amazing, honestly.
Yeah. So when it comes to preparing a show like this, what's a timeline look like? Is this something that takes months, weeks? I mean, when do you guys kick off and start reading and then really start getting down to it?
I think by the end of it'll have been a 2-month process when you include tech rehearsals and everything. So it starts from all sitting together in a circle and singing the songs, and then step by step, somehow, it's interesting to see when you think about where you were and where you are now. It's just completely different, and it's amazing how much work and memorization and technical elements have just been added over time, and it's this collaborative, beautiful thing that we've all put together.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that changes drastically over the course of at least a couple of months, for sure.
Wow. Have either of you been a part of this production before?
I've never done a Little Shop.
No, never done Little Shop. It's certainly a dream role. It's an honor, for sure.
Well, let's talk about some history with acting and theater. Where did you, Elian, where were you first introduced? When did you start realizing you wanted to do it and then actually start doing it?
Yeah. So in high school, I did tiny productions that we did, but they weren't anything big, mainstream Broadway names at all.
Yeah. Was that here in town or?
It was back home in my hometown. I'm originally from the Bahamas.
Oh,
and
wow.
So, it was back there where I did that. And then coming here for college and everything, there was a while where I was just thinking it in the back of my mind, but I never really decided to just do anything. And so when I moved here to Springfield, I moved here back at last July. And so I was like, okay, this is a new experience. I want to put myself out there and just do some shows. And so I had auditioned for Come From Away when that was back in at the start of this year. And so I auditioned for that, didn't get that one. But then I auditioned for Sweeney, and I was in the ensemble for Sweeney Todd at Springfield Little Theater. And so from that experience, I was able to like learn a lot more, get to know a lot more people and make connections. And it was in that circle where we had those conversations of maybe you should audition for Little Shop with High Tide. And I was like, I haven't done anything with High Tide before, so why not? I'll give it a shot. And I literally didn't decide until like very last minute on that like day or two before that audition that I was going to do it. And I just was like, yeah, let's just go for it.
Nice.
And I did it. And so that's what brought me here.
And so you're at MSU here?
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
I am currently a full-time. I'm working in residence life as a hall director. Yes.
And how about you, Landon?
Well, I started doing theater whenever I was in high school at Billings. I grew up in Billings, Missouri, just down the road.
Yep.
I went to the University of Arkansas and got my degree in acting there. Then I went to Kansas City, was a professional actor there, and then I moved to New York. I had some family stuff that brought me back to Springfield about a year ago, so this is actually my Springfield debut.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, I've been doing theater as long as I can remember. It's what makes sense to me. So keeping it up and being able to work with such the vast amount of talent here that surprised me, I must say.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how many people here are just really talented, wonderful working artists.
Yep.
It's nice that the Springfield can support that nowadays.
Yeah, I agree. And in this role as arts reporter, my mind was blown. I've been in the music scene for a while, but my mind was blown at the rich theater communities and long-running institutions, but also just kind of little smaller communities popping up and doing their own little theater things. And it's just, people aren't waiting to create, and I love that.
Absolutely. And a lot of the people working at and with High Tide are very young. And it's so nice to see this breath of fresh air in the arts scene. It's so exciting. I think very often in theater, when you think of theater, you think of kind of like old stodgy people that have, only do certain things a certain way and tell the same story over and over again. It's so nice to have that uniqueness, that drive of the youth, and it's very fun.
Very good, yeah. That's Landon Stalker, and I also have Elian Mackey here. Both actors playing the role of Seymour in a rotating full cast of Little Shop of Horrors over at High Tide Theatrical. That's downtown Springfield at the Light Room Lounge at Martha's Vineyard, 215 West Olive Street. And if you want to know more about this particular production, find tickets, find out what else is happening at High Tide Theatrical, their website is hightidesgf.org, and I'm sure they have some social media out there too that everybody can be a part of. Before we go, curious, why is theater so enduring? Why does it continue decade after decade, generation after generation to continue? We'll start with Elian.
Yeah. For me, what I think is that theater inherently is about the people inside of it. And I think there's something very, very special about one, being an audience member and getting to see people who you've interacted with up there in their element, really bringing that energy on stage. I think there's something that you get to take home these memories that even as cast members, getting to meet new people and making those great connections, you get to take home all of these memories that are formed within that theater room. And I think based on that energy just keeps on pushing more and more, where the future youth, they're realizing like, oh, this is something that I'm loving and this is something that I can continue doing. And I think that has just been trickling down through generations of that energy. And I think that's what really brings me back to wanting to do more theater, is that I get to meet all of these new, amazing people, amazing talented people, and I get to experience that on stage with them. Those memories, they mean a lot. And so I think those get carried down through generations, and that's what really helps drive things home.
Very good. Yeah. And so coming into this production, Are these all new colleagues of yours, or did you know a few of the cats already that are in the show?
I had only known Ashton, who plays one of our Audreys, because we were together in Sweeney. But other than that, everybody else I just met here a few months ago, and we were already so strong and connected. And
What a way to meet folks and build those kind of relationships. What about you, Lan? What is it? What's the enduring factor?
You know, for me, it has always been the understanding that to be human is to tell stories and enjoy being told stories. There is an intrinsic value in every story that we tell on stage. And I think that it's really interesting that this play that is a cult movie from long ago, that is of a decade even further back, still we find the relevance, the kernel of truth of what it means to be a person interacting with other people. And a lot of the problems that we face in Little Shop of Horrors, like poverty, longing for someone that you love and you can't have, those are real, and those are current issues. And I think that figuring out what plants we are feeding in society and what those plants can turn around and do to us, or what poverty drives people to do, what being a poor, oppressed person for so long with no way out can do to a person, and what they're willing to do to escape. That's all very relevant. And I think that there is a timelessness to it. Even in the package of a whimsical little comedy, you can find those human-ish things that we all relate to.
Very good. Got chills there. Landon and Elian, thank you so much for coming in. You can see these cats and so many more at Little Shop of Horrors running through June 27th at High Tide Theatrical. That's at the Light Room Lounge at Martha's Vineyard, downtown, 215 West Olive Street. And you can head over to their website, hightidesgf.org, for more information and tickets. Fellas, break a leg.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
And as I chat with these young actors, it takes me back to meeting John Goodman. On April 30th, he was in town. He loves to stay in touch with the university and the community, and he was in town for a few different events surrounding Route 66. And the media was able to catch up with him, pick his brain, and here's how it went. And speaking of the next generation, I get lots of actors in my studio. We cover all types of arts. It's obviously a very theatrical town, lots of legacy companies here and new companies popping up all the time. People are not waiting to start acting around here. I've got kind of an old chestnut question with a twist on it. For these young actors, what's your advice for them? Not necessarily to make it professionally or be successful monetarily, but just in the craft of acting. And has that advice changed over the years with your experience, with the industry, with the world?
I wouldn't know what to tell any young actors now, because the business has changed so much, especially the audition process and getting yourself out there. Because I don't know anything like that, I would just say you got to work on yourself. You got to keep yourself fit. You got to keep your mind in shape. I learned the hard way to avoid distractions like booze. That really tied me up for a long time. But you work on yourself and keep your mind open and dive into the other arts. Everything ties in. History, the arts, it all merges together especially when you're doing research for a role. But work on yourself. I got lucky, but when I got lucky, I was prepared for it. So you got to prepare. And that's just keeping an open mind and keeping your curiosity. And that's something I lost for a little while. And you've got to keep that eye open. What makes things tick? What makes other people tick? It basically builds yourself. And if it doesn't work out, you've got a pretty good human being on your hands anyway.
Thank you. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Welcome. And speaking of John Goodman, Tent Theater opens its 64th season in the John Goodman Amphitheater, serving as the new home for Tent Theater here on Missouri State University's campus. That is in spite of some of the construction and upgrades going on, so don't let that scare you away from this year's shortened season, which is themed Timeless. It will feature 2 productions staged on the outdoor amphitheater, and the first show will be Around the World in 80 Days. It's starting next week, June 18th, running through the 20th, as well as the 22nd through the 26th. The fast-paced adaptation of this classic adventure tale allows a globe-spanning journey performed by just 6 actors playing dozens of roles. And later this summer, Tent Theater brings back Beehive, the 60s musical, from July 8th through 11th and July 13th through the 18th. The review celebrates iconic women vocalists and songwriters of the 1960s through more than 30 songs from that era. I'll bring more coverage on that next month. Tent Theater's interim artistic director, Sarah Wiggin, said the productions were intentionally selected to work creatively within the limitations caused by the construction, relying more heavily on performance and digital visuals rather than large physical sets. And because Craig Hall remains closed during the renovations, patrons should expect adjusted walking routes with concessions and restrooms located in the nearby Hill Hall. Golf carts will also be available for guests needing mobile assistance, and all performances begin at 8 p.m. It is Tent Theater in its 64th season in the John Goodman Amphitheater here on MSU's campus. More information, tickets, and parking updates can be found at missourastate.edu/Tent Theater. I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News. And contemporary jazz is coming to Neosho's Big Spring Park. It's happening tonight as the Neosho Arts Council presents a free outdoor concert featuring Ralph Hepola and special guest Johnny Strickler. Hepola has performed as a freelance musician in New York City and Minneapolis and has contributed to productions and recordings connected with Pulitzer Prize, Grammy, and Tony Award-winning projects. He has also performed with Switzerland's Basel Symphony Orchestra and the United States Army Band in Washington, D.C. Joining him is guitarist and educator Johnny Strickler, who performs with a variety of ensembles and teaches music courses at Ozarks Technical Community College. The concert begins at 6:30 p.m. tonight at Big Springs Park in Neosho. Attendees are encouraged to bring lawn chairs or blankets. Admission is free, and more information is available at connecttoculture.org. The Springfield Art Museum Foundation has announced the launch of a new endowment fund aimed at supporting museum programming and long-term operations. Foundation Executive Director Kate Francis said the effort is designed to help the organization remain sustainable for generations to come. Endowments are the unsung heroes of nonprofit support, Francis said. Long-term restricted investments help organizations weather changing economic environments, she added. The endowment effort begins with lead gifts from several local families and organizations, including contributions honoring the late Dr. Sandra D'Angelo and longtime Springfield Arts supporters Nancy and Ray Atten. The foundation also announced new board leadership and the creation of an emeritus board honoring longtime museum advocate Sally Beard. More information can be found at springfieldartmuseum.org. For KSMU News, I'm Jimmy Ray. And every second Friday of the month, you can tune into KSMU at noon for Studio Live, where we bring in local musicians and bands to play some music and talk about their musical journey. This month's installment of Studio Live features the Sideburns. They'll be live in the studio at noon, playing their funky instrumental stylings for all you folks on public radio. And here with a preview of today's show is friend and colleague Jess Belisle on a segment we call Studio Live Soundcheck here on Arts News KSMU.
Studio Live is today at noon, and it's time for Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle. This week, we welcome the Sideburns to the show. Specializing in Stax era Memphis instrumental soul, the band is made up of Mike Rumsey, Jonathan J. Keeney, Jody Ballou, and Mike Henderson. They stopped by the station to chat about the band's origins and how they came up with the name.
Okay, so if you were going to craft the Sideburns origin story, whether that be purely factual and truth or in some mythical sort of way, how would you do that?
Formed of space, time, and taffy. Is that what it was? We just came together.
I mean, the real story is pretty straightforward.
It really is.
Our beautiful guitarist Mike Henderson said at one point after a J.M. Buttermilk show, which I think everybody in this room is familiar with J.M. Buttermilk. He was a soul music artist who was very, very popular in this town. And we had the good fortune of being his rhythm section for a time. We would always start the shows out with some instrumentals, and it was always a really good time. There's a lot of things we could explore, a lot of things we could try. And after playing Sissy Strut a few times, I think it was Mike Henderson who first broached the topic of, like, what if we just made a band out of that?
Well,
Why don't they make the whole plane out of the black box?
our dear friend Toad Wyrick came up after the instrumental section and said, you four ought to be a band. And Mike was like, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Us four should be
Let's
a
do
band.
that.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Gotta center it.
Sorry.
And then I pointed at the guys with finger guns, and they're all like, "Okay," and that was about it.
To be fair, our voices into the microphone is not really what we do
Yeah.
in this group.
We should inform our listeners that this band, the Sideburns, does not participate in the frivolous use of vocals in your music.
Yeah.
This is by far the most you'll hear of our voices.
When you guys first got together, thinking that you were going to do something different than, be JM's band because, that guy,
That guy.
I hear he's nice.
he's fine.
Local legend says he took a straight job with some radio station,
I heard that too.
but that's just hearsay.
Yeah.
Straight job.
It's hard to know the truth about that guy.
You were asking a question.
Yes, I am trying to get my brain back. When you guys got together without JM, did you immediately decide, like, we are not going to be the Hot Buttered Biscuit band of the JM Buttermilk Hot Buttered Soul and R&B Review? How did the Sideburns come into play? Where did
The
that
idea
name come
was
from?
bandied about. A couple of other suggestions came about, and we discussed it. And Sideburns was put forward as a name, and we decided that we liked it.
Are you being modest with your?
He's being very
passive
modest.
He's being
voice
very
verb
modest,
There,
yeah.
it's
It was
Mikey.
my idea.
Mikey
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
let's be the
Yeah.
Sideburns."
What made you settle on that after your suggestion? Because none of you have, like, amazing sideburns. Sorry, but
I thought it was
Wow.
hilarious, and that's why I liked it. I don't know.
Wow.
I didn't come here
Oh, well,
to be
so wait a
personally
second.
attacked.
Did we just get
We got
dissed a little bit by our lack of
That's
side
enough.
hair on our face.
If this was Threads, we just got ratio.
Interview's over.
It's short and catchy and easy to remember, and kind of sticks with you, and it kind of invokes the classic cool that we
yeah.
like to
Well, and
project.
lucky for you guys, Sideburns Corporate did come up with a fabulous logo that actually gives you guys sideburns.
We're very
So-
fortunate to have Sideburns Corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate has a lot of functions in this band. Provides snacks and things for our rehearsals. Wonderful artwork and sometimes messaging service for between members of the band.
Yeah.
Shuttle service, to and from gigs, roadie service. I mean, really.
And to and from the Combine Derby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important team building event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth talking about the fact that we have company picnics. Mm-hmm. The first and most significant being at our drummer's request, we went to, what was it, O'Reilly Auto Parts Night of Destruction?
We did.
Oh yeah,
Or I could just say the Demolition Derby in case I can't mention O'Reilly Auto
featuring
Parts.
Combine Derby.
Yeah.
Featuring the Combine Derby. They have actual, like, combines, farm combines, clambering into each other and just crashing around and having a great time.
Lighting on fire.
During the normal Derby, we did watch a man catch on fire.
Yeah.
We did
was,
do that.
That was really
It
cool.
was
And he was fine.
He was fine.
The entire cabin was full of fire, and he dove through the window with alarming alacrity
yeah.
Yeah.
and also relieving alacrity. And then he kind of put out his arm and looked at it, and he was fine. And that's informed our musical sensibility.
Of course.
Okay. How so?
Well, fire had put the fire in the solos.
Yeah.
We didn't have very much fire before then, right?
Right.
And then the
course.
might of farm threshing equipment, I feel like courses through especially the rhythm section.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then with the support of corporate combined, all these things just really work out into some creative sessions.
Yeah.
Not to
In the
mention
rehearsals.
the comfort aspect of the foot-long corn dog.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tasty.
That's
tasty
key.
meal.
So, you mentioned snacks are a big part of this band. Do you guys get particular kinds of snacks?
We're a candy and confection heavy band. Like meat and cheese tray, usually not.
There's been sufficient taffy that we have an entire song referencing that fact.
Yes.
Taffy time.
Now, how do you go about? You have this song "Taffy Time," which is an instrumental because you guys do not mess with vocals.
Kind of our
And
thing.
How do you convey taffy in an instrumental song?
You got to want it.
Yeah.
do.
Is this something
It's-
we're just going to
once
have
you
to
hear
wait
it,
and listen
it's,
to on Studio Live?
It just sticks with you once you hear it.
It really does.
I learned in this building. Oh, I just got that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's why he's the drummer. Mm-hmm. I learned in this building about Potter Stewart, former Supreme Court Justice, and his opinion on obscenity, and in the early 1900s, and wrote basically what boils down to. Of course, he was more eloquent. You know it when you see it, and that's how we feel about instrumental candy songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and I think as we were progressing through, we have little recordings as we're learning the songs. We'll share them with each other to kind of listen to the version of, and the version that established that song is what it is. Mikey, being the minister of all timing, counted us in with a mouthful of taffy, and you're whoa, and apparently that's the name of that song.
Okay.
So, all those things, and then his brilliant count in that we get to hear for the rest of our lives with a mouthful of taffy. That's what it is.
It is fun to title songs that are instrumental because you can call them whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're just going on vibes. I've got a list of potential Sideburn song titles. Most of them are just
titles and no songs yet.
yeah,
Correct.
Okay.
just hey,
Ready
what
to
if
be
this one
applied.
is called this? And there's a couple we've actually used. I think.
Yeah. Well,
Milk and
we've got
Cookies is one.
Milk and Cookies was one. I always wanted to have a song called Milk and Cookies.
Soul Crab,
Soul Crab was also one.
That Rangoon version.
Rangoon version. Yeah.
Yeah, we would do the Rangoon version of Soul Crab these days.
We had to remix our own song before it was complete, and it was the Rangoon version.
Yeah, we also had to make chocolate milk and cookies,
We did, because
and that's the version we play now too.
Yeah.
We evolve.
Here's the thing.
Here's this about that.
We love the Meters. We love Booker T and the MGs. And when you go out, like, people are always singing. And you're like, what is going on? Why are they not playing sweet, sweet soul music instrumental from the 1960s and 70s? And we saw the problem. We defined the problem. We made a plan to address the problem. And now we have solved the problem. The problem is solved. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're public servants first.
I think that's beautiful. That's a lovely note to end on. Guys, we're really looking forward to having you in the studio on Friday for Studio Live featuring the Sideburns.
We're very much looking forward to being there.
singing.
No singing. And we're looking forward to communicating with you in Morse code.
Yes.
Oh, I just got
Yes.
to the Tootsie Roll Center.
Oh. The timing of this interview is perfect.
So good.
Oh, right.
How long does it? Exactly one sound check recording.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jen.
I'm going to turn. Join us for Studio Live with the Sideburns today at 12:06. Thanks for tuning in to Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle.
Support for Arts News is provided by the Moxie Cinema, currently presenting Natchez, Carolina Caroline, Gen C, and Funeral Parade of Roses. Showtimes and ticket information at moxiecinema.com. And a couple opportunities to catch bluegrass music here in the Ozarks. Thursday, June 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. is the monthly Bluegrass Jam at Turner's Station Mercantile, 6484 East Farm Road 148 in Turners, Missouri. It's a free event for listeners and musicians. They pass the hat for donations for the host, D.C. Cunningham. Everyone brings a lawn chair and it's held outdoors, weather permitting. Dinner may be purchased inside the store starting at 5 p.m. Another opportunity to catch bluegrass music will be this Sunday at the Shoe Tree Listening Room. The Grass Pickers will hit the stage this Sunday, June 14th at 7 p.m., go until 9 p.m. That's 616 West Tampa Street, the Shoe Tree Listening Room. Tickets are $20 and available at the website and available at arrowcreativereuse.org. And of course, you can hear bluegrass music right here on KSMU every Saturday night, 7 to 8 p.m. with Mike Smith and Seldom Heard Music. It's bluegrass music live and on the radio here in the Ozarks, KSMU. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. A couple special guests, partners in life, partners in music. Lindsay and Jane Robeson, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
The Messiah Project, not your first time in here. Always love hearing about the latest project. This time around, coming up this Sunday, June 14th at 4 p.m., it's going to be the sights and sounds of the Messiah Project. Give us a little bit of an insight there.
Well, this is a little different. We have quite a history of bringing music and dance and orchestras both here and abroad. So we can't take everybody abroad, so we're going to take some videos, some stills, along with music, along with dancers, together to celebrate our many years, 34 years of performance and ministry. So it's not just a video thing, but or a pitch photo thing, but it'll be a time with some really good singers and some dancers out of Kansas City that are coming down to celebrate with us. So it's going to be a sight and a sound. So.
Excellent. 34 years of sharing the gospel through the arts, music. This is going to be kind of a retrospective of that, Jane?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So
It is.
tell us about some of the travels, some of the places you've been, because I know we've covered at least a couple of abroad. So give us some of the highlights of where y'all been over these 34 years.
We've been in 20 plus countries with concert tours, and some of those countries we were in multiple times.
Yes.
Our last trip was to about a year ago this time to Japan, and I think that was probably our fourth or fifth tour there, and presenting different programs, of course, and going to different cities as well. So we've been in Western Europe, we've been in Eastern Europe, we've been in Asia, in several countries. So I think early on we were in Poland a lot, and we made some really wonderful connections there with a very fine conductor whose daughter is actually a rising star as a conductor herself.
Oh, wow.
So she performed or conducted for the St. Louis Symphony back in March, and we were able to meet up with her and kind of reconnect again.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she's
So
good.
whenever you guys are talking about this international travel, is there criteria that you look for in particular? Or is it just spots that you've always wanted to go? Or is there particular goals whenever you get to a particular spot or something you look for when you're planning?
I think
Well,
Lindsay can answer that.
Early on, we were in Poland quite a bit and met some people that were helping the Ukrainians as the Federation fell apart, And we were working there not only to bring concerts, but to help a lot of Jewish people who were being persecuted to make their exit to Israel. So that was part of what we've done there. We brought not only music and performance, but early on we brought in a lot of medical aid to the Ukraine. This was back in the 90s.
Early 90s, yes.
And then we've been into Kurdistan, northern Iraq. I was negotiating with the Kurdish Symphony in Erbil, but ISIS did their thing, so that kind of canceled all of that. But we did bring aid that ended up in to help the Yazidi tribes and the Syrian refugees, not only there, but also in Athens. So anyway, that's the other side of what we do, not only with bring performance, the gospel, friendship, and some physical aid. People are hungry.
Of course, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys have you felt safe over the years, or is there ever any questionable times in these particular areas? Some that you've talked about there, I mean, pretty tumultuous scenes. I don't know, is this more of in the aftermath, or were there times that you were not quite sure?
I think the only time I can remember was when we were in Moscow. And there was a lot of, shady stuff going on there. And we didn't feel as safe there as we would, say, in Japan, which is absolutely one of the safest countries in the world. But no, I don't think we ever felt in harm's way.
That's good. Yeah, that's good, especially whenever you're traveling for enjoyment and music and particular goals in place. It's nice to not have that kind of monkey on your back. But doing good work here with the Messiah Project, and the sights and sounds of the Messiah Project will be happening this Sunday, June 14th at 4 p.m. And Lindsay, where's it going to be at? Where's the venue this time around?
All Saints Anglican Church. It's on Galloway Road. It's a beautiful facility, and so many directors from all choral organizations in the city say it's probably one of the best acoustic places to perform without a lot of amplification. And so we love performing there. We actually are members at All Saints, and All Saints does support our organization quite a bit financially and with our offices there. So
very good.
For, I don't know, many years, maybe 9-10 years, we've had offices there. So we really appreciate the ministry, and it's a great place to perform, along with other places like Kingsway and other places.
Yeah, a lot of great spaces here in town. You guys have been utilizing those over the years. And it reads here that a reception to follow after the showing. Is that right?
Yeah, we always like to provide a little bit of refreshment, and then just to visit with folks. So we're looking forward to that. We're bringing some of the most favorite songs that we've sung over the years, and celebrating the different concerts. Like early on, it was the New Dimensions concert, and then with Larry Dalton, and then the Holiday Preludes, Messiah Live, the All of the Night Visitors.
Sure.
We toured, all over Missouri, and Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, with presenting them All of the Night Visitors. So we'll have a scene from that as well.
Yeah,
so.
Celebrating 34 years. And it says here, y'all aren't finished. You're going to plan on keep going with the Messiah Project. Any upcoming plans we should know about?
Well, we will talk about that a little bit at the concert.
Excellent. Unveil it there, maybe, a little sneak peek.
We're really excited about Heather Nelson, who's come on board as our artistic director.
Yes, we spoke with her last time.
Yeah,
that's a great addition.
Yeah, she's a delightful person and a lot of energy and a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
So she's always got a smile. I told her, as we ended a concert, she just smiled real big at the group, and it just really helped us out.
Yes.
So, and maybe it's not premature to mention that she's going to be doing auditions this summer for Credo Chorale, which is a new venture for us, but it will be a a smaller group with more flexibility and
Right.
able to. They'll have a season, scheduled of concerts probably beginning this fall.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so we're excited
So what's
about
that called again?
Credo Chorale.
What, is that just the name of it, or is that a particular term?
Well, that's the name of it. Credo means I believe.
I gotcha. That's what I
Right.
was asking. Yes.
And we're, as far as we know, we're the only totally faith-based community choral group. And so this will be kind of a special group out of the larger community
A
choir.
breakaway, kind of a smaller ensembles.
Yes.
Yeah, we needed something that we could, a church in West Plains or someplace wants us to come,
Yeah.
and we have invitation in Jonesboro. They want us to come down there, but it's hard to get the big mass.
Everybody, I know. Yeah.
But we really want to encourage those who want to sing in a larger chorale, that's the core. I mean, that's what we got to have the community involvement. So we'll continue to build up the grand chorale along with Credo Chorale. So
Excellent.
It's exciting new beginnings for us.
Sure. And if folks want to know more about the Messiah Project or these auditions you're talking about, upcoming concerts, concerts abroad, opportunity to travel, do they have a website? Y'all have a website?
Yes.
Yeah, messiahproject.org. So
And all the information's there.
yeah, it's a work in progress too, because we're doing so many new things. I don't know. I got everything updated. Yeah,
Sure, I know it's tough to keep up with everything. Then you're doubling into social media and trying to keep then actually do the actual work that it takes to make the concerts happen. I get it. It's Lindsay and Jane Roberson. Thanks so much again for coming in. Of the Messiah Project, there comes a new production, The Sights and Sounds of the Messiah Project, happening this Sunday, June 14th, 4 p.m. at All Saints
Anglican.
I don't know why I have a hard time with that. That's located 2751 East Galloway Street at 4 p.m. Reception to follow, music, dance, and video reflecting about who they are, where they've been, what they've done, and what's next. Have a great show, and we will see you soon. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
you for
Jimmy.
having
Appreciate
us.
it.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Sing out. Sing out. Sing out. Sing out. I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News here on KSMU. And Route 66 takes center stage tonight as Springfield's late night talk show, The Mystery Hour, presents a special Mother Road edition at the Gilloys Theater. The Emmy Award-winning late night talk show is back for a special Route 66 edition featuring skit comedy, music, and interviews under the direction of host Jeff Houghton. You never know what's going to happen, so the Mystery Hour is appropriately named. The event is part of the Route 66 Centennial Series. This event is free and open to the public. Host Jeff Houghton will welcome guests, including artists, historians, and community leaders helping celebrate the historic highway's legacy in Southwest Missouri. The evening will also feature live music, comedy, and the show's signature mix of local storytelling and humor. The special edition is part of a broader series of events as part of the 100th anniversary of Route 66 and highlights Springfield's role as the birthplace of Route 66. The Mystery Hour Mother Road edition takes place tonight, June 12th, at the Gilloys Theater in downtown Springfield. Doors open at 7 and the show is at 8 p.m. This is a free event, but tickets can only be reserved by phone, 417-863-9491, or in person at the Gilloys box office, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., or 1 hour before doors on event day. And important here, folks, all reserved tickets must be redeemed at least 15 minutes before showtime. Tickets not redeemed by this time will be released to other patrons. Reservations are e-tickets only, but commemorative tickets will be handed out upon arrival at the event. And there's a special Route 66 benefit to this event. Tickets to this show or any other event in the Route 66 Centennial Series are redeemable for a complimentary scheduled Gilloy's History Tour. So that's an added bonus. It's the Mystery Hour Mother Road Edition happening tonight at the Gilloy's. It's a free event. More information at gilloystheater.com. I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News here on KSMU. The 15th annual Stomp the Blues Out of Homelessness Festival is returning to Springfield this weekend with a full day of live music and community fundraising. The grassroots event began in 2011 after founder Jim Payne and his wife Paige became involved volunteering at a homeless drop-in center. Since then, the festival has helped support organizations serving vulnerable populations across southwest Missouri. This year's lineup includes acclaimed singer-songwriter Anders Osborne, alongside performers Chase Walker, Marcus Trummer, and the Brenda Meyer Band. Payne says the festival's focus has always centered on helping fill the gaps for local service organizations. Payne said, "Our mission is to try and plug some of the gaps that professional service agencies need help with." The festival takes place tomorrow, June 13th, at the American Legion Post 639 in Springfield over on Scenic, and will also include food vendors, drinks, and VIP ticketing options. More information at stompthebluesoutofhomelessness.com. You're tuned in to KSMU Arts News. Welcome, friends. The Springfield Sister Cities Association is hosting musicians from Tlaquepaque, Mexico this week as part of its 40th anniversary celebration. Grupo Canela will perform a series of public concerts and events across Springfield and Nixa to help raise funds for the group's upcoming trip to Isesaki, Japan later this year. The group recently celebrated its 10th anniversary and performs music rooted in salsa, bolero, and other Latin styles. Performances started last night and will continue tonight at Mother's Brewing Company from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., and then tomorrow morning at the Farmers Market of the Ozarks from 9 a.m. to noon, and then 4x4 Brewing Company again tomorrow in Nixa, Saturday evening from 5 to 9 p.m. The weekend concludes with a free outdoor concert on Sunday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. at the Peace Through People Pavilion inside Nathaniel Green Park. More information can be found at peacethroughpeople.org. That's all the time we have for Arts News this week, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today and every Friday, 10 a.m. for Arts News here on our public radio station in the Ozarks. It's KSMU. Peace and peace.
It's Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Hey!